Hey, up next on the Marmy Rock Show, we want to welcome Roy Cathey of the Fifth out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, back to the show. They've got a brand new single out. Roy, welcome back to the show.
What's up, my man? Happy Labor Day to you, brother.
Yeah, happy Labor Day to you, and laboring in the industry of rock and roll, I might say as well, is pretty cool, so congratulations to you for that. But, hey man, the reason we want to talk to you tonight, your band has a brand new single out, so it's out on iTunes right now. Tell us all about it.
Oh man, the single's called No Going Home. We released a video for it as well. It caught fire on YouTube. It's doing really well. Really excited about the song, Rocky. I mean, it captures a really cool vibe of classic and modern. It's a great mixture, in my opinion, man. I'm really excited about it.
Yes, I was watching the music video the other day, so give folks a little bit of the flavor of that video and tell us more about that, where it was shot and what that experience was like.
Well, it was a great experience. We got to work with a very talented video director, a cat named Justin Rice, who just got finished shooting a couple of Black Label Society videos, as well as an Ace Frehley video. We kind of called it when Justin Rice's star was starting to rise. But it was shot on location here in North Carolina. Justin found a very dilapidated warehouse facility that we think was a chop shop at some point in time. But we shot the video, and we're really pleased with how it turned out, man. I mean, Justin is a super talented fella, and we're very thankful that he worked with us. He's been out on the road with Five Finger Death Punch and Shine Down, shooting live concert footage for them. Like I said, he's done about 4 videos for Zakk Wylde and Black Label Society. So it's very cool to get to work with somebody of his caliber and talent.
Now, talk about the meaning behind the song. Because I know sometimes, it's the reality of the music. Sometimes the video concept doesn't always match the song. What's the actual song about?
Well, the song is about, about somebody that basically has been led to believe something his entire life, and then when the rubber meets the road, come to find out the story doesn't quite add up. It has a lot of betrayal aspects as far as family and religious betrayals, and I kind of tried to take a darker angle on the lyrical content because the song kind of called for it. But it's one of those songs that I leave open for interpretation. On this one, you could take out of it what you want, but like I said, I tried to take a little bit of a darker angle on this one.
Hey man, another song I've been a big fan of off of the Confessions of Man is the song The Gift, and I really like that song. We're going to play that one again tonight. Tell us a little bit about The Gift.
Well, The Gift is a song that, me and Jim, and we wrote it several years ago. The Gift is also one of those songs that, like the line in the song says, like a knife in the back, is this your gift to me? It's one of those songs that deals with how your friends and even your lovers can sometimes betray you. How a lot of times people will give you one look in front of the person, but behind everyone's back there could be something else going on. So I try to do the double entendre, if that's the correct term, to kind of. But also, another thing for me, I try and leave the lyrics. I try and leave it open for interpretation for people to kind of put their own kind of spin on it. But that's definitely another in the betrayal category, The Gift.
Hey, so I saw you guys had like a little bit of a recent lineup change. Tell us about your new drummer and where you found him and how you all selected your new drummer.
Well, a really cool thing about our new drummer, Chuck Tipton, he is actually a former member of the band. Chuck was the drummer for the Fifth before Darius Rose joined the band. And when Darius stepped out of the picture, we were lucky enough to bring Chuck back in. So it's been very much a seamless transition. And Chuck is just a monster drummer, man. He is just a Marlboro Red smoking, Jack Daniels drinking, heavy John Bonham type drummer. He played recently with a band called Last Call Messiahs, based on drummer.
Yeah, we know those boys.
Yeah, Chuck played with Last Call Messiahs last, but we're happy to have Chuck back in the fold. He's truly solidified the lineup. He's just one of those drummers that there is a certain amount of chemistry that goes on between musicians. And as soon as Chuck came back in from the first song, from the first rehearsal that we had a couple of weeks ago, it was like, yeah, it's good to have Chuck back home. So he's happy to be back in the band. We're happy to have him, and we're looking forward to getting into the studio real quick, and finish up the EP.
Hey, so I know you guys have a big, you guys have a lot of kind of big gigs coming up, but one I wanted to ask about was Rock and Skull Fest in October. Tell us a little bit about that festival.
Rock and Skull, man, has really turned out to be like a big family reunion for us. I first met up with Justin MARR, the promoter, when he did a festival similar to it in North Platte, Nebraska. And from the Nebraska show, he started doing the Rock and Skull Festival. So this will be our third year performing at the Rock and Skull. And, like I said, it's a big family reunion. It's a 3-day festival. It's a great show for us because we get to perform in front of people from all over the country and all over the world. But since we've played there for 3 years now, and we're already booked for 2017 as well, we're kind of like alumni, and it's like the fans, the fans expect us to be on the bill, and we've just made so many wonderful friends and fans from the experience, and we're very thankful for it. We're really looking forward to it. It's kind of like the highlight of the year for us. We like to end the year off with a bang, and Rock and Skull is definitely a bang because, dude, let me tell you, those people party hard for those 3 days. Those 3 days in Illinois, man, it is no joke, man. Those people still know how to throw down for sure.
Hey, so, speaking of Rock and Skull, a lot of those bands are like a more of a classic rock kind of style, which is kind of like your guys' vibes as a band. Is that still where your heart lies? Is your heart still musically in the classic rock, or do you listen to any of the modern rock and roll, and what do you think of it?
Well, I try and listen to a little bit of everything, and one of the things that I'd like to say about the Fifth is, we were lucky enough and fortunate enough that we kind of grew up in the era where we got to enjoy the music from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, as well as into the 2000s. I consider us to be mutt rock almost because, we take a little bit of everything and we sprinkle it in there. I don't think that, just because of my background playing with Cold Sweat, which was, definitely what you would consider, the pretty boy hair metal, commercial rock type vibe of the mid-late 80s. Those elements aren't necessarily predominant in the Fifth's music. And, I'm kind of happy and proud to say that, we're generally this year and last year as well, we're the heaviest band on the bill, at Rock and Skull. We're definitely the most modern of the bands that are on the Rock and Skull bill. But, I think that my vocal stylings tend to gravitate people in from the era of the mid 80s to early 90s because I'm not a full on screamer. I still sing and we are very melodically driven. So I think that's why we're able to cross over and our age demographic is as broad as it is.
So, when you're at the festivals, who does Roy enjoy seeing live? Who are among your favorite live bands? I know it's always busy to show, you don't really get to watch live. Who do you like to see perform?
Oh, wow. Well, I've been so fortunate to, tour with a legend like Ronnie James Dio, after seeing somebody like that and to be able to tour with him for 6 months and watch that show, that's a pretty high bar to have. But I'm here to tell you, man, about 3 years ago, I got to go see Iron Maiden do a show, in Raleigh at Walnut Creek. It was like the start of the second leg of their world tour. And I'm just an old school, old time Iron Maiden fan, and that was like a freaking religious experience for me, you know what I mean? To get to see Bruce and the boys still just throwing it down hard. But, also with the newer and the more modern rock bands, a few years back I got to see a band called Avatar, out of Sweden. And they are just, out of all the newer metal bands that I've come across these past few years, I really dig Avatar a lot. And, I went and saw them, at a club show in, Wilmington, North Carolina, and there was maybe 125 people in the venue. And dude, they destroyed it. They played like there was 125,000 people, and they just totally killed it. And I'm just a big fan of bands that really, really bring it live. So, at the last Rock and Skull Festival, they had Loudness from Japan. So, it was great to see those guys, So, I've got a pretty broad musical taste, and, anybody that I could see live that, I really respect musically is always a treat for me.
Yeah, good call on Avatar, man. I am right there with you on those boys. Had the pleasure of seeing them many times, and they've been a guest on the show, and saw them on Shiprock last year. And, man, what can you say about a band that tours on Pantera's old tour bus? So good call on Avatar there.
Oh, man, they're brilliant. The Black Parade record or the Black Waltz record is just freaking amazing. And Hail the Apocalypse is no slouch either, man. But, I really dig their music, and I listen to it at the gym, man. When I put on Avatar, it makes me want to punch babies. I swear.
So, hey, enough about other bands. Like I said, your new single is out, No Going Home. It's out there on iTunes now. We want folks to go out there and pick that up, man. It's a great release, and we're going to play it tonight. Hey, man, before I let you go tonight, tell me a little bit about the Fayetteville music scene. I know it's a big military town. It's your hometown. What's the music scene like in Fayetteville these days?
Well, Fayetteville is very fortunate. We have two incredible venues here in town. We have the Drunk Horse Pub and we have the Rock Shop. Great music venues. Raleigh is about an hour away. There's a great music scene in Raleigh. Personally, as somebody that was born and raised in Fayetteville, I grew up on stage in Fayetteville during the mid to late 80s. And, back then, before the internet, the soldiers really went out to the clubs. They went out to go see the band. They went out because, if they wanted to, meet up with a chick, or if they wanted to go hang out with their buddies, they had to go out and go to the clubs. And there were always bands playing. And, unfortunately, in my personal opinion, I think that, the internet has been a bit of a double-edged sword. Because, a lot of the younger military guys now that are stationed here, since they've got social media and Facebook and they'll stay at home and play Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They really don't go out and support the live music scene as much as I think that they should. But, I think that's a generational thing. I think that, when we were growing up, music just had a bigger place in everyone's life. Now, music seems to be just a downloadable, disposable content on somebody's cell phone. You and me, being music geeks and growing up in that era, we couldn't wait for the next release of our favorite band to come out. And when it came out, we couldn't wait to rip that cellophane off of it and open it up and look at the artwork and to read the lyrics and to see where it was recorded and, read the liner notes. A lot of that has been lost, and I just think that that's really a sad thing. But it's a generational thing, man. The kids have got the video games and they've got social media and they've just got so many other things that pull them away. And I think it's sad because, music just meant so much more to people like you and me when we were in our, late teens, early 20s, no
doubt about it. No doubt about it, man. And we're trying to keep that magical genre alive. And your band, The Fifth, is doing a great job. A modern band with just a little bit enough of that flavor to keep things going. So, hey, man, the new single out is called No Going Home. And, Roy, it's been a pleasure having you back on the show for the second time, man. I'm sure we'll have you back again and see you at a live show soon. So, thanks for being on the Marmy Rock Show this evening.
My pleasure, Rocky. And once again, happy Labor Day to you, brother, and thanks to all your listeners. We appreciate the support.